Welcome back to the news at 10. There are signs of a disagreement between France and Germany as EU leaders deliberate on new leadership for the economic bloc. Leaders of both countries have already suggested different figures to take over the key role of EU Commission President. For more international news, here's Simon Pusey with Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom here in London. The fallout from the European elections continues to reverberate across the UK as the major parties consider how to tackle Brexit. As it stands, the country's due to leave the EU on October the 31st. The Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, says exiting with no deal would be political suicide.
We have to be careful about saying that we will definitely leave the EU on a fixed date, deal or no deal, because the risk of that is that Parliament would then try and stop a no-deal Brexit, which they've already done successfully before, and then you would be pushed into a general election. And I think if that happened, the Conservative Party would be annihilated.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
With Theresa May set to leave office on June the 7th, competition for the top job is hotting up. 10 people have now entered the Conservative leadership race. The Housing Minister, Kit Malthouse, is the latest to declare his candidacy.
I'm entering the race to be Prime Minister because I think we need three things to get us out of this jam. First of all, we need to unify. Secondly, we have to have a Brexit plan. And then thirdly, a really compelling domestic agenda which solves many of the problems in the country and speaks to people's worries. The first two, though, are critical, and I'm the only candidate that's proven that I can do this.
A knife-wielding man has attacked a group of school children in Kawasaki, just outside of Tokyo. An 11-year-old girl was killed, along with a 39-year-old man who was a parent waiting at a bus stop. At least 18 others, most of them students aged between 6 and 12, were injured. The suspect, thought to be in his 50s, stabbed himself in the neck after the rampage and later died from his injuries. Tornadoes have caused extensive damage in the US state of Ohio. Homes were destroyed and millions of people left without power during the severe weather. Injuries were reported around the cities of Dayton and Salina, but exact numbers weren't immediately clear. Further south, the states of Arkansas, Missouri and Oklahoma are bracing for more rain. Homes have been engulfed by floodwaters in Fort Smith, and in Oklahoma, tornadoes and floods have killed 6 people and injured more than 100 others.
This is a very catastrophic, not over yet scenario that we're dealing with right now, and people have to be informed, and we have to unify the message and let people know exactly where to go, and it's going to take a community effort, not only in the near term, but in the long term.
40 inmates have been found dead at 4 separate prisons in northern Brazil. The discovery comes a day after 15 prisoners were killed during riots in Manaus. Family members also stage a protest outside the facility, blocking a road and clashing with police. Officials say the bodies, which were found during routine inspections, showed signs of asphyxiation. The Austrian government has been formally relieved of its duties after Chancellor Sebastian Kurz lost a vote of no confidence. The country's president named Vice-Chancellor Hartwig Löger as the interim leader. He'll serve until a new transitional government is appointed ahead of elections expected in September. The Taliban says foreign forces must leave Afghanistan before peace talks can begin within the country. The call was made in Moscow, where a Taliban delegation met a group of senior Afghan politicians for an event to mark 100 years of diplomatic relations between Russia and Afghanistan.
The main thing is that the Afghanistan should be left before that by the foreign troops. All foreign troops, Americans and NATO forces which are in Afghanistan, they are the main cause and they are the mother of the problem in Afghanistan.
Malaysia is planning to send around 3,000 tons of rubbish back to the countries that they came from. At least 14 countries, including the US, Japan, Australia, Canada and the UK, have been identified for shipping across waste under the pretext of recycling. The Energy, Climate Change and Environment Minister says 60 containers of rubbish, which were imported illegally, will be returned.
What the citizens of the UK believe that they stand for recycling is actually dumped in our country. And this is something that is very serious. And we do not only found this one company, we have found a few companies from different countries.
And finally, an unwanted haul was reeled in from the seabed in northern Greece. 2 tons of discarded plastic fishing nets were removed by Greek and Dutch divers because the non-biodegradable material was posing a risk to the local marine life. That includes a rare colony of Mediterranean seahorse. This particular species in Stratoni is under threat due to lost habitat, pollution and overfishing. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Well, the playoff of the 2018-2019 Nigeria Professional Football League NPFL season will hold at the Agege Stadium in Lagos from June the 4th to June the 12th. According to the league management company, the playoff will determine the eventual champions of the league. The LMC also said the Nigeria representatives for next season's CAF Champions League and Confederation Cup will also emerge from the playoff. Rangers, Eyimba, Lobi, Kano Pillars, Akwa United and Ifeanyi are the 6 teams who will battle for the title. AC Milan have confirmed that coach Gennaro Gattuso is leaving the club by mutual agreement after 18 months in charge. Gattuso stepped into the role during what was a difficult period for the club side and secured the club's highest league points total since 2012-2013 season. Milan finished 5th in the Serie A this season, missing out on a place in next season's Champions League by 1 point. That's a wrap in sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again, all is now set for the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari's 2nd term in office, with the swearing-in ceremony taking place tomorrow, May 29th, at the Eagle Square in Abuja, the nation's capital. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.